Good evening, everybody. It's Deacon Tim Wyman. It's 9 o'clock, and we're here tonight with the last of the 15-minute or less invitations, ways that you can encounter Jesus and draw closer to him. And I started this series almost 2 weeks ago after I looked at our bulletin and I realized just how many wonderful experiences that we're having in the next couple of months to do just that, to really encounter Jesus and then draw closer to him in some way. So we've been through a number of those, which I'll review at the very end. But tonight we're here to talk about the Light of the World Parish Retreat. And so this retreat is something that we brought here about 5 years ago. I heard about the retreat. I went up to just west of Chicago, Illinois, and experienced the Light of the World retreat myself. And I just thought it was very powerful. It's all based in the parish, and you come together and you are with people who are desiring to do what I just said, which is encounter Jesus and draw closer to him and go deeper in faith. And when I experienced it myself in Illinois, I said, this is what I think our parish needs. Brought it back here. We got it going about the first weekend we had was about 3 years ago now. This will be the weekend coming up at the end of October will be our fifth, I believe, our fifth Light of the World retreat. And of course, we were going to have the fifth one back in March of last year, but then we all know what happened. COVID struck and we had to postpone the retreat. God willing, we're going to have it again. We're going to have it at the end of October. So I have with me tonight, Whitney Allen. Whitney is a parishioner of several years here at the Cathedral and has experienced the retreat herself. And Whitney's actually leading the evangelization team who is putting on or facilitating the weekend. So welcome, Whitney, to this live stream here.
Thank you.
So, Whitney, let me just ask you if you can kind of describe, how would you describe the Light of the World Parish Retreat to somebody who has never heard of it or doesn't know anything about it?
So, a little bit of what you said, it's a weekend where you get to experience, a really focused time to experience an encounter with God, an encounter with Christ, and also to really experience where the Holy Spirit is moving in your life. And we, on the retreat, as you know, that is demonstrated through witness talks. All the evangelizers will share about how God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit have been moving in their lives. And I think the participants tend to, really connect with those talks. And so I think people can expect some pretty powerful movements there. And then there's also some breakout sessions with the participants. So you really create a sense of community and bond right away. But the weekend itself starts on Friday evening. It's October 29th to November 1st, and we'll, I'm sure, put that back up again. But Friday evening, and then it goes through Saturday and Sunday with different talks. We go through, there's Eucharistic adoration, time for that. There's Mass, time for confession. And so it's a really focused couple days that people can expect to, do this, make a new personal relationship with Jesus.
I'm giving you credit right here publicly coming up with this theme. Kind of what moved you? Where did that come from, that idea?
Well, with COVID, you keep hearing the new normal, the new normal, the new normal. And this retreat is so much about deepening your personal relationship with Jesus. And so that just kind of came together.
Yeah. I think another aspect of the retreat, at least for me, when I experienced it, it was really helped me grow in my awareness of the Holy Spirit's role in personal faith. I think it's easy for all of us to sort of identify with the Father. It's certainly easy for us to know who Jesus is and identify with the Son. But the Holy Spirit's just sort of that member of the Trinity we, don't quite get our arms around. And I think the Light of the World Retreat is a wonderful, powerful place to really discover a relationship with the Holy Spirit and the Holy Spirit's role enlivening our faith and making it a reality in our daily life. And I experienced that in a powerful way on when I experienced the Light of the World retreat. So I would also want to encourage everybody in that regard, that if the Holy Spirit's been kind of that forgotten member of the Blessed Trinity, I think this is a great opportunity to come and make it real for yourself. And I think one other thing I'll mention, and well, before I do that, why don't you, because I want to share that when I share my own experience. But so this is a retreat, like you said, it has talks, it has discussions with the members, the participants, and team members who will facilitate those discussions. The other thing that I think is very important is we have several periods of Eucharistic adoration in the midst of the weekend. It's worked into the schedule. And so it's a time to actually process the retreat while you're going through it. And that's what I found very amazingly refreshing. Is it wasn't like you had to wait till the end. So you go through, Friday evening, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and then there's a Monday evening closing component. And for a lot of retreat experiences, it's almost like you have to wait till the end, and then you take time to unpack it all. For me, one of the beauties of the Light of the World retreat is with these periods of Eucharistic adoration built into where you can just sit with Jesus and just have a conversation about what you're experiencing, what you've just talked about, the talk you heard, your discussion group. And really, again, it's just amazing to sit with you and Jesus for 20 minutes and just have that conversation. I don't know if you found that to be the same thing.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's special about this retreat is, even though everyone's listening to the same talks, they're hearing the same witnesses, they're in the same breakouts, every person's going to experience this differently depending on where they are in their relationship. And I think that's a really powerful thing too, to encourage people to kind of be willing to stretch a little bit right now. That was for me, because this was my first parish retreat, and I was still relatively new, and so it was kind of going in there by myself. But immediately I was, I felt welcomed by everyone, and kind of immediately felt a sense of community. And because of that kind of, welcoming, safe space, I think I was able to be more open to, hearing some witnesses that, were new to me in regards to the Holy Spirit and how he works in people's lives and in our own faith. And so it was really a true encounter for me. And, certainly I've stayed with the retreat over the years, because I think it's such a wonderful time for people to commit to and really focus. And it's really a true gift to yourself if you can carve out, the time and make the arrangements to spend the weekend.
Yeah.
And you get to sleep in your own bed. So you get to go.
There you go. That's important for everybody to know. It's a parish retreat. It's held at the parish. We basically take over the Parish Life Center for the weekend, but you do get to come home at night and sleep in your own bed and then come back the next morning. So that a lot of people find that it's not like we're all trucking off, 30 miles to a retreat center. This is going to be done here. And go home and have that time at home, check out what's going on and make sure everything's fine. Then you come back the next morning. So you get fed really well. That's something else that's important. You won't go home hungry. I think I do want to say also, we don't ask people to pay in advance. There's no fee for making a retreat. We don't want money to stand between somebody, making that decision not to come because they can't afford it. There obviously is a cost to the weekend. So what we do at the end is we simply ask people to consider their ability to make a donation. We let them know what the cost is. We actually give them an actual number. It will be dependent each weekend on kind of what the supplies cost and all that sort of thing. But it's very reasonable cost per person. And all we do is ask people to, consider they're blessed, how they were blessed on the weekend and their ability to pay. And then we just ask them to talk to the Holy Spirit and then work it out. And, thanks be to God, God works it all out. We've never lost money. And people make donations, and many people feel very blessed, and they'll make a donation to cover some other folks who may not be able to. So I want to make that point too. Nobody should ever stay away from a Light of the World retreat because they feel like they can't afford it. It's all done very, quietly, and so nobody's going to be embarrassed, or it just come and do what you can. That's all we ask, is consider it and do what you can, and that's all we expect. So let's just kind of start wrapping up here. And while we're doing that, I guess the other thing I want to say is, when I went up to do the Light of the World, my own experience, I went up there with my job hat on, like, I'm going up to this place to see this retreat. I've heard great things about it. And so, like, I had my work mentality on. When I got into the retreat, it was such a wonderful realization that the Holy Spirit had something for me to really experience. And so I had to put my little work thing aside and just experience the retreat. And I can just assure anybody who decides to come, you're going to have an encounter with Christ. He's going to give you a gift, a blessing for that weekend that I have no idea what it'll be, but I can tell you that so many people that have come through the retreat always feel blessed in some way. Whether you're somebody who's just starting the journey to discipleship, or you've been on the discipleship road for decades, you will get amazing blessings out of the retreat. So no matter where you are on the journey, if you haven't been on a Light of the World retreat, please come. So with that, Whitney, I'm going to switch over. What are the dates, and what can people expect? Like, people might say, well, I work on, I have to work Friday. Can I still come? Or, what
Right.
can they look at that?
So we're October 29th to November 1st. And we start Friday, October 29th, and that it starts in the evening around 6 p.m. Certainly the more you can be there, the better. But if you can't be there Friday evening, or you would, maybe have another commitment on Sunday morning and have to come in, that's still come. There's still a lot to experience and encounter, and that community is still there. So don't let that deter you. I think that's the big message there, but we certainly want people there as much as they can possibly be.
I think one other thing I do want to mention is, well, two things. One is, if you have childcare needs, we can't do the whole weekend, but what we can do is on Friday night, and then again on Monday evening, when we have the closing component, which is just Monday evening, roughly, again, after work, around 6:30 to 8:30. If we know in advance, we can offer childcare for those 2 nights. Now, the Saturday and Sunday, because they're so long, we would not be able to do that. But I always just put that out there, if that helps somebody make that decision. And then the second thing I want to mention too is, we do understand we're still in the midst of a pandemic. We are going to take reasonable precautions. We're not going to have people sitting on top of each other. We will be masked up. The person who's giving a talk may be unmasked, but that's it. The food will be prepared appropriately, and all of those things. So we want to make people understand we're not, going crazy here. We're going to take the appropriate precautions to protect everyone that does come. So just want to make that clear as well. So Whitney, thanks for doing this. What I've got up here, hopefully, are you seeing the website? Is that what up here? Yeah. So if you're interested, we have put together a web page that has a lot of information on it. So you can see here on the left, if you want to come, this is where you're going to do your registration. So you're just going to put in a few pieces of information. I will get notified, and I'll follow up with you to confirm that you're in and you're on the list. So that's and then we have a lot of info here to really help you. If you really want to know about what this retreat's all about, come to our website. We tried to make it very clear about what we do. So there's a lot of information. We have some testimonials down here that you can read of other parishioners who've made the retreat in the past. So I encourage you to look at that. You can see some of the people that have we had several retreats that have already taken place. Oh, actually, I was wrong. We have a weekend 5 that did take place in 2019. So this will be the 6th weekend. So there you go. So again, Light of the World, October 29th through November 1st. Please come, and we will look forward to welcoming you and making you feel very comfortable and welcomed. And it's going to be a great retreat. So thank you again, Whitney, for being with us. And we'll sign off. Now, the last thing I want to show, just give me a second here. This is really the conclusion of this series. And so I want to just real quickly show you what we've covered here. Nope, not that one. So yes, here we go. Wish I was quicker on the Zoom buttons here. All right, so let me just share this. I'm not going to read through these, but these are the invitations that we've had over the last 10 days or so. And again, if you're looking for that way to get involved and get re-engaged in your faith, and you've been in that sort of COVID funk and you're ready to break out of it, here's just so many ways you can do that. There's a little URL down here, and we'll be putting this into our emails this week down here at the bottom. You can go to YouTube. That'll take you to YouTube. And you can look at these videos that we're recording tonight. So if you will do that, I can guarantee you're going to find at least one, if not multiple ways that you too can encounter Christ and then draw closer to him as we go through the fall season. So thanks again, Whitney, and thank you everybody, and have a great evening, and God bless everyone, and have a great week.